everybody knows you. So this
Miah?
podcast is called Moving Famous, the podcast, and that's why you've come onto the podcast. Is because you're a bit famous now, right?
Am I?
Exactly that. So look, you've been on the TV, right? I've never been on the TV. That's the main thing. So you're a step ahead of most people, and oddly, I think I normally don't watch these reality TV programs. I'm trying to get into it so I can talk about it on the podcast a little bit more. But one of my brothers was at the house and he was like, "Oh, I met this guy last week." I was like, "Who?" And I remember when I first saw you, I was like, "Oh, he's a single dad. They're gonna love that." I was like, "TV's gonna love that," because it's never had that representation. I think other than like Rio Ferdinand talking about his experience recently, I haven't heard the single father thing really be a big thing. It's mainly single mothers and things like that. So I was like, "Oh, you know what? People are gonna be really interested into what this guy's got to say and how he is and his demeanor, because they're really gonna be watching him." Because I knew that they were gonna scrutinize you, anything that you do, regardless. So, okay, a Bengali guy who is a single father is going onto TV. Do you not feel that's a bit risky?
It is. Do you know what? I kind of said to myself, I live my life in a way where I'm like, I understand the community, I understand our culture. However, no one's living my life. And they're not doing me. So it was a big risk because like my family, like I obviously want to make sure that I don't show them in a bad light either. So that's a big thing for our Asian culture, right? Is make sure that we don't put
shame on the family.
Put shame on the family, exactly that. And for me, it's like we don't really ever allow ourselves to really push ourselves forward to do things because we always think about everyone else behind.
So this is the thing, right? Somebody on a different podcast that we had with one of our co-hosts, Rackstar, he said to us, Asian people aren't a monolith. Like, you don't really represent me and I don't really represent you. But we kind of get thrown into this kind of bucket where it's just like, he must be the same as him because he's from the same background as him. So it's kind of like any mistake that you make, it's a lot of pressure because it just kind of brushes onto people like us because people think or compare us in that respect. So if you don't do well, I don't do well. And it's a lot do you not feel that that's quite a lot of pressure for you personally?
Do you know what it is? I said to myself, I was like, I understand. I completely understand where people come from when they say that. And obviously, the whole shame side of you're representing a whole community, right? But for me, community, everyone's human. Do you get me? Like, whether you're Asian, black, or, whatever, do you know what I mean? You can be whatever you want. And the thing is, it doesn't change the fact that you're still a human. Of course. Does that make sense?
It does.
We all bleed red.
Yeah, exactly.
So me going on there was like, I'm going to go on there because I want to go on there and experience something that no one else would probably end up doing. Is quite a limited amount of people that get to do it.
Why though? Why Big Brother and why not Love Island? Or
Love Island is a step too far for me.
In what way?
So this is the difference of like, for me, I'm a father, and not only that, I think this is where I represent myself as well as a person. I want to go on Love Island to seek love and I guess expose myself. No hate to the Love Islanders, because I've met a few and they're absolute beautiful people. Like and to be honest, it's their choice to do it. But I couldn't expose myself on there and kind of like put myself out there in that light. I think confidence for one is a big thing. And I respect them because they're so confident. I don't think I have that confidence to do that. Do you know what I mean?
Of course.
And they can represent themselves quite well doing so. However, that's where my family kind of like, I kind of look back and be like, look, would it look good for my family to go on there? Probably not. Big Brother was kind of the one where it's like, you can go in and be yourself. You don't have to get into, swim shorts. And walk around trying to find yourself a woman. Does that make sense?
No, totally makes sense.
So I think for me it was just that difference.
Certain boundaries. I
have boundaries. That's my boundaries. I won't cross that.
And that's totally understandable. I mean, I don't have the confidence or the body to go onto those episodes, but
not right now anyway.
But I don't think I could do it. I'll probably get beaten from my mum, but you know what I mean.
Exactly.
But that's the truth of it.
But again, I think for anyone, it depends. I mean, not just the Asian community, but I think anyone wouldn't want to represent their families in the wrong way, regardless.
Was you worried about kind of going on to Big Brother in general?
Do you know what? At the start, I wasn't, and then when it came to like close to it, and I was in the Mercedes, and I was sat there ready to go onto the stage to go into the house. I was just like, oh my God. I got nervous. If you saw my actual entrance,
I did. Yeah,
I looked so awkward. I looked so awkward.
I think you looked alright.
My heart was beating through my chest.
I can imagine.
Wait to get into the house because the eyes were just popping at me. I felt so awkward. And in my head, I was like, "What am I doing here?"
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
Until I was there, I was like,
What did you think you was going to get from it, though?
I honestly, if you ask the producers, if you get in touch with them, they said, "Why are you going on this?" I said, literally, just want to experience and get to know people from different backgrounds, and I want to know about people because I said, where am I going to get this chance to go into the Big Brother house, experience that for one, two, be in a house full of a diverse group, backgrounds, sexuality, the lot. And I was like, I'll never get the opportunity to be in a house like this to understand different people of different backgrounds.
Yeah, definitely.
And I said, that's an opportunity I can't refuse.
No, it seems cool. And so when you did the process and stuff, so obviously you got to do the application and whatnot, right? Was there like a screening process for it?
Yeah, so it had different stages. Yeah. Right? Obviously, then you had your medicals at the end. However, like, the Big Brother actual, the production team has been absolutely fantastic. Like, big shout out to them. I'm not gonna lie, I think every single person in the house can say the same. They were fantastic. Like, honestly, even when it came to like, I think a lot of people suffered with like mental health as well, in sense of like being in the house, struggling a little bit with their mental health. And like they were there, they had people on support constantly having chats. I wasn't one of them because I was quite, I'm able to deal with certain situations. Yeah, I'm okay with it. Like, I don't really go through a lot like that. However, I know how to deal with myself, but some people don't know. Yeah. And that's why they need that help a little bit.
Because some people, I'm sure it just hits them without them even knowing it, right?
Yeah. And I think when it came to like arguments and stuff, it started getting a bit overwhelming for some people and stuff.
There was a lot of arguments. There's Big Brother, wasn't there?
Oh my God.
But was that, do you think that's genuine arguments, or is it like I'm on TV arguments?
I'll be honest, like I think a lot of things got taken to heart. Personally, like, don't get me wrong, like I'm not in their shoes. I really don't know how they feel at certain, but I believe certain people take things differently. If I was in that position, I'd probably deal with it different. Does that make sense?
Yeah, of course.
But then again, that's the way I think.
What kind of hate was you getting inside there, do you think?
I think a lot of people thought I was sitting on the fence.
Yeah. And a lot of people said that online, that you was sitting on the fence because you was like friends with the guy one day and then you wasn't backing him when other people were attacking him and things like that.
I think if I was to say something like that, it's more the fact. I'm in a house with 15 other people. I went in the same time as everyone else. I didn't think in my head I needed to stand up for anyone in a way where it's like, I was saying this before to everyone else, we're all adults in that house. Yeah. If you had a comment thrown at you, you can deal with that with the person. Yeah. And
it's between you two, right?
Yeah. And for me, it was like, that's how I kind of live my life. Like, I mean, you don't need me to back you while another 4 other people are. Yeah. And then make.
But even if the 4 other people weren't getting involved, do you really need to get involved even at that point? Exactly.
And that's where my mindset. I think like, I'm not saying it's to do with maturity or anything. It's just, I think over my life and my experience of arguments and being in certain situations, I think it was. How do I even say this in a nice way? I think I was over it. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Of course.
Like I didn't really want to be a part of something that I didn't need to be a part of. And I liked everyone in that house. Probably a few that I didn't. A couple that I probably didn't get on with because obviously they had an opinion on me or whatever. However, everyone else, I didn't need to not like someone to like someone else just because they had an issue with someone. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Of course. It's like, I know it's just like normal life, right? If you're at work and things like that, some people are friends you're with other people and who aren't, and if you're friends with the others, that's just how life is.
If my brother didn't like one of my best friends, it doesn't mean I'm going to drop my best friend.
And it doesn't mean you're going to drop your brother because you're best friend.
Exactly. Yeah. Right? They might have their differences. However, I can still be okay with them both.
Yeah, of course. You know what I mean? But do you know what it is? I feel like TV and the audience expect you to take a side for the juice, right?
Of course. And I felt like I didn't want to get pulled into the whole drama. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I saw some woman on TikTok Like apparently she's some psychologist or something.
Did
you see it?
Yeah, mate. I was just like, what are you
She was like, oh, he's looking to the left and he's going to be doing this. I was like, what are you talking about?
I struggle, right? So when I try articulating myself sometimes, I really struggle to put words. Like I said, I find it hard to put words into my head before I say it. So one thing I said before I went on Big Brother, I said, there's going to be parts where you'll see me looking around.
Yeah.
Because I kind of lose focus.
Yeah.
I'm that person. I lose focus so quick. And even when I'm talking to someone, you probably see me now. I've been looking around.
I'm the same, to be honest.
Yeah, so I lose focus quite quick, but it's not that I'm not listening.
Yeah.
It's just when I'm trying to put words in my head and stuff like that, trying to put a sentence together, it takes me a little while.
Yeah, same.
And I think that's okay.
Same.
And just because I look to the left.
Yeah, she took it as, oh, you know what? He's uncomfortable in this situation and he wants to not be friends, and that tells us this. And
I'm like,
I saw that, I was laughing.
I was like, when I saw that, I was like, you're out of your mind. You're out of your mind.
I bet she's a qualified psychologist as well.
Exactly, and this is the scary part.
Yeah.
This is the scary part where I think people overthink people's reactions and the way they do things to then put it into a category. And this is the thing about people. They end up categorizing yourself. It's like a tag.
Yeah.
And they put you in that tag, you know? And I feel like that's what happened in the house. As soon as something happened, they tagged that person straight away how they thought that person was.
Yeah.
They believed that person was that. But then people forget, when I was speaking to Ali, I was in the house the same time as Khalid and Ali. So when they had to pick the groups in blue or red, so I'm not sure if you've seen it, but when you first went in the house, you either pick blue or red. When I picked the blue, Ali and Khalid was in the same blue as me. So was Shegan and so was Ryan. So all of us were in the same time. So I made friends with Khalid and Ali the same time. So I wouldn't have picked between them two anyway.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because I got to know them the first day I went in.
Yeah.
I then got to know the others later on when they obviously came out of the storage, you know. So that for me was a bit harder because then I had to kind of get to know other people. I already made kind of like close connections with a few of them already.
Yeah.
Then I had to make close connections with everyone who came out then of that storage because we didn't really know them.
Yeah.
You know, so it was getting to know them over time. Ended up liking a few people there. But I think the whole point was, I think where it all stemmed from was Ali calling Khalid fake.
Yeah.
Which I understand that it's not nice to be told that. And then it came to a point of Khalid wanting to know why she thought he was fake.
Yeah.
You know? And I think it came to a point where it just got a bit out of hand.
Yeah. And it went on for a long time as well, didn't it?
And this is the exhausting part because it kept going on.
Yeah.
And there was no end. Does that make sense?
Yeah, of course.
And for me, it was like, I don't really want to be a part of a problem in the house where it's just never going to probably come to.
Yeah.
The thing is, they're both very, very opinionated people. Right? But they're very nice people at the same time.
Yeah. I could kind of tell that they were both nice people as well, but they just couldn't agree on something.
Yeah, and they just couldn't agree on something. And it's probably because Khalid really wanted to know why she thought he was fake.
Yeah.
She kind of told him, but it didn't make sense to Khalid.
Yeah.
He wanted kind of a kind of more stronger answer.
Yeah.
For that. And I think it just became a thing where I think miscommunications, this, too many people got involved. People's opinions then started becoming a lot bigger towards the situation.
Yeah.
And it just got really rowdy, to be honest with you. And they couldn't come to an agreement. I think they would get on really well, personally, if none of that happened.
Yeah, probably. I feel like the TV and TikTok loved that, by the way. They were just like talking about it. And that's why, and that makes me think sometimes, because I know Love Island definitely is like this, right? They tailor what's happening there. And we've had someone from Love Island on here before, and they've told us how much it's tailored. But I don't know how much tailoring happens with Big Brother.
When I came out, and I was like, wow. Like, I was like, I'm not actually that boring. Like, and I get some of the housemates, so you'll find Emma and Nathan kept calling me boring.
Yeah. Why were they calling you boring though? What do you think they were calling you about?
Probably because I just didn't get involved with certain aspects of the house.
Yeah.
But my fun is not their fun, and my fun is not, trying to make fun of someone or whatever. That's not my fun.
Yeah.
But that doesn't make me boring.
No, of course not.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Swearing all the time, or trying to be this character is not me. It's fine for other people, which I completely, that's why I was just like, people are being themselves to who they are in the house. If that's who they are, fine. You know, but my banter's different.
Yeah, of course.
Do you know what I mean?
100%, yeah.
And that's okay. And certain people got my banter, certain people didn't.
Yeah.
If that makes me boring, fair enough.
Yeah, I'm definitely one of those people.
Do you get me?
100%, because I feel like my banter is like, other people ain't ready for it. It's just like, it's too much. They'll be like, what's this guy talking about?
Yeah,
but
exactly.
It's just is what it is.
For some people, that would be like, oh, it's a bit weird.
Yeah, 100%. I get that all the time.
Exactly. And I'm like, do you know what? I'm fine with being a little bit weird. Do you know what I mean? Like, because I don't meet your criteria, doesn't mean I can't be fun. But I think that's where I came out the house and I was a bit kind of like, okay. So really they focused on all this drama because there was jokes that we did like, and I think after Ryan went, because Ryan was kind of on my level of banter, like he just wanted to have fun. And I just wanted to have fun, you know, and I think people took things way too serious at times.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if you've seen it, but the whole Bagelgate thing got out of hand, and the way they kind of like showed that as well was a bit like wild, because I didn't even spread it. And I literally, all I did was I was like, save the food.
Just simple stuff.
Do you know what I mean? It was literally that, and it blew out of hand because the house, you got nothing. You got no TV, no Wi-Fi, no computer. There's nothing else to talk about. So people were talking about the smallest of things, and it blew out of context.
No TV as well. So you couldn't. I didn't know it had no TV.
Yeah, Big Brother. You literally in the house,
just with these people 24/7. For 24/7.
24/7, and some people obviously played on that a little bit, or whatever.
I thought you'd have at least like some kind of like films or movies to watch or something like that, but like,
you got to be the entertainment.
That's actually pretty mad.
That's why when Tom, there was a part in the diary room where Tom said, like, this is boring, and everyone on the outside where I was seeing, they were like, oh, you're not being seen. You know, where were you, Tom? Who's Tom? This and that. But Tom wasn't wrong. Like. At times, it got so boring where people literally were arguing just because of the sake of things. Because there's nothing else to do.
But also, if you're in that environment with each other, talking to each other and trying to make conversations, you're going to blow up, right?
Yeah. And like, how much are you going to talk about to actually talk?
On the same thing every single day.
And this was the problem. So it came to a point where everyone was DMCing so much at the first couple of days where they've literally given their life story. What else do you talk about? So
I think I'll go mad in there if that's the case.
And this is where I started feeling a bit like, wow, like on a real level, like the only things people can now talk about is whatever people are talking about in the house. So if you're talking about someone, why do you say that about me? Do you know what I mean? And it's like...
Yeah, it's a bit long.
Wow.
And for someone who doesn't want confrontation, it can't be bothered.
And I'm the worst person for confrontation. Do you know what I mean? I'll be the person to say it up front. I'll be like, look, I didn't want you to throw that bagel away, whatever. The reason why I didn't want that bagel to be thrown is because someone commented on it, which was Emma at the time. But obviously, we kind of like sorted that out after. Because she commented on it, I felt like I had the need to say something about it.
Yeah.
And in my head, now I'm thinking I should have just left it be and let the bagel go in a bit.
Yeah, just allow the bagel,
how far it went. And then the thing was, Emma then started saying, why did I say something about it when she obviously said something? And it was kind of like, but this is the thing, it just kept going on. And when I saw back in the comments people were making about me, I not once said a bad word about them. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So where it was like, and the thing is, I'm okay with most of them now anyway. Like, it's not like I had anything against them. I kind of let things go quite quick because I think being in the house is so different to being on the outside. So where a lot of people still have like this whole thing against each other outside.
They still got that, yeah?
Yeah. Like they still do. I'll openly say it. Like there's people that are not talking to each other. There's people that really do have an opinion on each other. Yeah. Which is fine. Like let them be. I don't like. It's got nothing to do with me. Do you know what I mean? I'll still be okay with whoever wants to be okay with me. If you don't want to speak to me, fine. Do you know what I mean? But I thought being in the house is an experience that you would have those views in the house because that's all you have. However, being on the outside is completely different because you're living a whole different life, right?
Has anyone not spoken to you?
I don't really speak to Nathan personally. Just like I said, I think he's got an opinion on me, whatever. Do you know what I mean? But I'm okay. I think there was a point where he was doing like lives and constantly trying to rip into me.
Really?
I was just like, brother. Like,
but this is what it is, though, isn't it? It's like after that, you're chasing that ASOS brand deal, aren't you? So it's just like
people are trying to be relative, I guess. I get it. Like if you're really chasing that for your life, like I'm happy on my outside life. I think people can see that. You know, like I enjoy my outside life. Like I'm happy to do me on the outside. I don't really need an ASOS deal.
Yeah.
Do you get me?
Yeah.
I don't need.
But wait. You still take the ASOS deal if it comes
If
through,
ASOS
right? Listen,
comes through,
ASOS are listening.
mate,
It's coming, bro.
If you want a short king to model your stuff, let me know.
Yeah, of course they will.
But like I'm not trying to chase clout. I'm just trying to enjoy my life. And don't get me wrong, any opportunities that come up with like events and stuff like that, I'm not gonna say no.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's an opportunity that I won't get back. So I'll if I got the time to do it, I'll do it. If not, fine. Like I'm not fussed about it. But more the fact is, it's nice to do it because you get to meet different people and you know, get to meet the others from different shows and stuff like that. So there's been a lot of people from like the Traitors that's been messaging me and stuff like that as well. And I think I'm going to a Christmas party that the Traitors are throwing.
Nice.
I believe. So like that's quite cool.
So you're kind of getting what you wanted when you was going in there. Like you want to meet new people, do different things. So
Exactly.
you're kind of achieving that outside now.
Yeah,
So.
and but like I said, my outside life, I'm happy to enjoy it with the people that I love and the people that I enjoy my life with.
Is Fahim included in that? Yeah.
Of course, Fahim brother is always man. The boys from Swansea, man, they got so much love for them.
Yeah, that's nice.
Honestly,
I've only met them a few times, but the little I've met them, they are really nice people.
I promise you,
you're all kind of like similar.
If I called any of them right now, I promise you now, and I said, look, boys, I'm in trouble. I need you to come out. I can guarantee you they'll be up here in the next 4 hours.
Yeah, they'll probably see it as a day going out, though. So they'll be like, yeah, you know what? We want to go to London anyway.
It's not a rooftop party. Right? But like on a real level, they'll definitely come up. If I was in any situation, I can promise you these boys would help me. Like, and that's why I've got so much love. I don't see them as friends. I see them as brothers.
Yeah.
Because these lot are literally blood to me.
That's
you know?
nice.
And for me, it's like And when I mean like in the house, for the Big Brother house, the first thing anyone in the house can say I've said this. I said, I've only known you for like 2 weeks. I can't call you a best friend because I don't know you like that. And that when people make bonds and they're like, you know, you have to back people. I'm like, you don't. You don't have to back people, because I gone in the house not expecting people to have my back. And I said this to all the boys. So you had the core, and then you had the Red Witches party, which was obviously Martha and the lot, Dean, Ali, Lily, and I didn't like the divide.
Yeah.
The thing is, I liked both groups.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Do you feel like people like yourselves don't succeed in those spaces because of that thing, like because you're not taking a side or because you're not getting involved in the arguments, and like you kind of have to give it that little bit of,
you know what, put me in 10 years ago, I'd be slating every single one of them. Every single one of them, because I wouldn't care.
Yeah.
As you grow older and you understand life's not about that.
Yeah, it's not. It's really
not about that. No. You can still enjoy people's spaces with love and laughter. Like, and I think people forget that you don't need arguments to enjoy or be loud.
Yeah.
Personally, like
I'm like that with falling out with people. You know, like as friends, you have friends and you like fall out with them over time and stuff like that. I don't like falling out with people. I'm just like, cool. If we've done something to annoy each other, then cool. We'd have to see each other, but I don't want to fall out with you. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I don't want to have an argument and not see you ever again, and it'd be awkward. And I just feel like, you know what, I'm just too old for this stuff now.
Halas,
like, just call it a day and just whatever. But like, I know exactly what you mean in that sense. It's like, even when you was going on there, I was like, hey, you know what, don't take this the wrong way. I was like, this guy looks like such an estate agent when he was going on there. And then, because I got friends who are estate agents, and I was like, literally said about my mates, he looks like you. He looked like you before you got to a viewing. But did you think that going on there, being a single father, being brown, would that be a problem for you there?
Do you know what? I'm going to be truthfully open now. So like my son's mother is a Welsh girl.
Okay.
So my son's half Asian, half Welsh.
Okay.
I was going in with a risk of kind of like, you know, oh, he's Asian, you know, he's going to represent us badly, And I was like, in my head, I was like, I love my son. I'm proud of him. Don't get me wrong, you know, before I had my son, I wasn't ready to have a child.
How old's your son?
He's 5.
He's 5, okay.
I wasn't ready to have a child.
So he's about 24?
Say again, sorry.
He's about 24 when he was born?
Yeah. And I wasn't ready. I felt like I was too young. I felt like life was, you know, there's too much to life that I needed to do before I can have a child.
Yeah.
And also, the funniest thing, when I actually told my mum, I put everyone in a group chat, This is true story. True story.
So to tell everyone in your household,
yeah, I was so
that
scared.
You was expecting.
I was.
You
so
put everyone
scared.
in a WhatsApp group chat.
Yeah, WhatsApp group chat.
You thought that was the best way of doing it.
Oh my god, my sisters kicked off. My brother literally called me, going, "What are you playing at?"
Older or younger?
Older
Okay.
older than me.
Okay.
I love them to bits.
Yeah.
They've been a great,
So not to be intrusive, but you wasn't married at the time or anything?
I wasn't.
Okay.
No. Openly say it, I wasn't married, so it was out of wedlock. So like, look, I had a lot going against me when it came to like my culture background. A lot. I think the thing is, it's so common though. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not just me who's going through that.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people hide it.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day,
because they're ashamed of it, right?
They're ashamed of it, but I'm not ashamed because I've got a beautiful son.
Yeah.
I'm proud of him.
Do you know what? I know a fair few people, not to say that I'm encouraging anything or whatever, like outside of wedlock or whatnot, but I have a lot of friends
don't do it though.
Yeah,
like,
try
I'm
not
being
to.
Dead, I'm being dead serious, like, don't do it. Like, I am going through a lot with it, but like, that's all I'm going to say, but don't do it because I just feel like it's not okay on the child. Yeah.
Who is the priority, right?
Who is the priority?
But yeah, like I was saying, a lot of friends that I have that have been like, you know, had children with people who aren't from the same background as them, they all say that they don't regret it at all. They're like, that's probably one of the best things to ever happen to me, even though they've been through the hardships and like families and, you know, not working out with the mother or things like that. They're like, that was the best thing to ever happen. And that's why the respect and the love will always stay, because of that situation. I
honestly respect anyone who openly just, you know, are proud of the whole situation. Don't get me wrong, bro. Like when I first was going through it, and I was just like, oh my god, like I'm doing haram. Do you know what I mean? Like straight away, I was just like, this is crazy. Like I put my family in a bad light. Blah 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 blah. You know, like you obviously think it because that's how you grow up. Do you know what I mean? But to my like thoughts and everything else, I was just like, look, this is a pure soul that's come into this world. Like he's got no wrong. He's done no wrong. Yeah. He knows nothing except for life. Yeah. You know, so why is he going to be an issue? Yeah. He shouldn't be. Yeah. You know, and alhamdulillah, he's growing up to be a beautiful boy. You know, I'll have him on Eids and stuff like that, and it's just beautiful because he's getting to know cultures. Yeah. He loves his cousins. Yeah. You know, and he's always around them, and it's just one of those things. It's beautiful to see because the thing is, he's going to have mixed culture, isn't he? Yeah. So obviously, his mom's going to take him through, you know, her side of her culture, everything else. So it's beautiful for him to grow up in an environment knowing the world and the cultures around him. And obviously, to an extent, I'm going to teach him about my culture and everything else. And it's his choice then to obviously grow up and be who he is as a person. And inshallah, you know, he chooses his path. But that's down the line. But he's just a pure soul. Does that worry you a little bit for the future? Yeah, look, I've had a very good... Sorry, I'm just going to move. I've had a very good upbringing. You know, like I'm so blessed that I've had great parents. You know, my dad passed away. He was my absolute role model. Still breaks my heart to this day that he's not here, you know, because there's so much I could have learned from him. I was a spoilt brat when I was younger. Like, honestly, I was. And I think in a good way and a blessing, obviously my father has gone. It's made me to the person that I am today and made me realize a lot about life. And I think that's why I don't take life so serious as much as people do, or with arguments and stuff. I don't really take it as seriously as much as people do. I probably wind people up because I don't take it that serious. But it's more the fact that life is so short. My dad passed away when he was 44. That's really young. Yeah, I was 16, you know, and it broke my mom's heart. You know, my mom to this day is, you know, broken as a woman. And it's like things where it hits you as a reality, you don't understand it until it happens. Having my son hit me as a reality as well. You know, and that really kind of brought light to me. And I think that's where you kind of see the world in a different perspective. Definitely. Thank you for taking all the time to come from Wales all the way to London. I travelled all this way because I wanted to be here today. Wicked. But yeah, I'm definitely, if you're down, I'm definitely on getting the boys to come down and doing this episode again. I think it'll be good fun. I beg do it. Because they're not from this either, isn't it? So,
and they're good talkers. So I think we could have a good normal conversation.
They can give you the insight of my life.
Yeah, because I don't want to talk about Big Brother. We've done the Big Brother thing now, so I don't want to talk about any of that. We're gonna just talk about everything and anything.
I can promise you, there's probably things that I don't even know about myself that they know.
Yeah, probably.
And that's the honest
Probably
truth.
they've seen things that you ain't seen.
They've seen things that I don't.
How long you been friends with them now?
Years.
Long time.
Years, bro. Like I think since like comprehensive, man.
Oh, so long time. Long time.
Yeah. It's been ages.
So
the thing is, these boys, they were from a different area of Swansea. So they were in Port Talbot, and it came one Ramadan, and we were in the 24-hour gym at that point.
Ah, okay, yeah.
And then the networks just then became a thing, bro.
Oh, nice.
And it was crazy. We just ended up becoming friends and becoming brothers straight after that. Do you know what I mean?
Nice.
Like it's been crazy. So
Nice.
it was fasting, and you break fast and you go to the gym.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, I was like, who are these really Welsh Asian guys?
yeah. Where did you lot spawn from?
Where did you guys spawn from? I was like, where did you come from? Honestly, I thought I was like quite Welsh. And then they started speaking. I was like, "You're mad." I was like, "How do you even have this strong accent?"
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh, we're from Port Talbot."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Bloody hell, you are from there!" Like, yeah, mate, you are village people. Like,
you lot with the sheep, bro.
Yeah, man. I was like, "You where? How?" No, but honestly, when you hear them compared to me,
Do you know what? I've not had a long enough conversation with them yet.
Oh, mate.
To see it. But I think once you lot get it on, then I'll...
Fahim is not the most Welsh person there. Trust me, it's the other boys.
Yeah.
They are the ones where you're like, my God, like, where did you spawn from? Like, on a real level.
Yeah. All right, cool.
But get them on.
We'll do it. I can't wait. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Izaaz is giving you a very, very big message in saying... Please like, comment, share, and subscribe this episode.
No, straight up. Look, this has been so fun, and I'm sure there's more to come.
100%.
And I'll be honest, I'm up for it whenever. So I'm
Wicked.
down. Maybe in time we could touch on more exclusive stuff, but
100%. We'll have to get the boys to do that one. I think that they can bully you into. Yeah, that's going to happen, 100%. But yeah, thank you for coming on. Make sure you follow us on all the socials at Moving Famous. You can find us on Spotify, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, everything. This episode will be up there. Other episodes we've done. And on top of that, just make sure you subscribe. The more you do it, the more... Actually, do you know what? 1,000 comments on YouTube or TikTok or Instagram will get this second episode done as soon as possible.
I'll be
sick. Say that because I'll have to tell the boys to come down.
Yeah, facts.
So yeah, 1,000 comments.
1,000 comments. If you don't do it, haters.
Thank you very much. Cool.
Thank you.
Good night.